So the handmaids and wives are all taken to Janine's commander's house for the ceremony of Janine's delivery. Offred remembers the time at the center when they were shown old movies of pornography and women protests, which reminds her of her mother and the time spent talking to her mother and Luke. The actual birth takes place and the baby is born, and Offred goes home. While she naps, she recounts Moira's escape from the center as told by Aunt Lydia to Janine. And also, later in the night, she meets the commander in his office where they play Scrabble and ultimately kiss, and this will develop into an important relationship later on. This section is specifically significant because it's the first time we see a birth, and we also see the flaws of the society. Now, I'm giving you 3 days to come back and give me an analysis. Or else.
Cora is interesting. Even though she's not the one giving birth, she's very hopeful and excited about it.
The food here sucks.
Yeah, like on page 170, where she says that Cora takes interest in ironing clothes for her and sneaking cookies.
We see that she finds happiness in children.
Yo, that's Nine's tool, man.
Janine!
Oh, okay, no, it was like Jaw and then 9, right? So Janine.
No, it's like Janice, right? You wouldn't say Janice.
Alright, fine. But anyways, the other handmaids don't like her because she fell through and gave away to society.
Yeah, like when she's talking to Aunt Lydia, she just says whatever she wants to hear. And on page 144, Offred says she just thinks of nothing.
She's like an airhead.
Oh, well, Offred said that she's a bitch.
That's 20 points.
Commander's a pretty interesting character. Even though he's one of the top figures of this society, he still commits these illegal activities. And we see how connected with the past he is.
I like that side of him, the rebellious side. He's like playing Scrabble, kissing, doing all that illegal stuff.
Page 178, it talks about him being sheepish and knowing how to be attractive. So perhaps he's experienced in these kind of things, he's done it before.
He's really close though, Fred. Wish it was that smooth.
Moira's a pretty interesting character.
Yeah, and she's pretty rebellious too.
Her escape clearly shows her fearlessness and determination.
You know what's funny? It's like Moira, the main character, and Janine. They're like the 3 different women in this society. One that's rebels, obviously, and the other one rebels silently, and one that gives into society.
When we see the main characters always trying to figure things out, like puzzles. Especially in the scene when she meets the commander, he's always trying to figure out what he's thinking and what he wants.
Now she knows that she's in reduced circumstances, like in page 139 where she says, we can do whatever we want, within limits. It makes us wonder how she can go from her old life to her new life.
What's her name again?
Offred.
What? Offred, man.
Offred? Offred? You know that thing we were talking about yesterday night? Well, you know in Gilead how the religion and politics are entwined. I think in our society today, we still do that too. Like in the States, the Constitution has religious stuff in it.
And what's also still prevalent is the difference between men and women. Like on the birthday, none of the men are there. They're off doing their own thing.
Right, it's like the ceremony of birth is a woman's activity.
Yeah. Oh, and like how all the wives gossip.
Yeah, it's like that Bible verse says in the book where it's like a woman's duty is to fulfill a man's needs.
Anyone else notice the multiple references to Japan?
Well, it's the idea that Japan westernized and became more like the United States and moved away from its traditional. And we see that the United States turns into Gilead and becomes very conservative. So it's a reversal.
Yo, guys, we need more ideas. Mr. Chung's gonna kill us. Adrian, get off the couch.
What?
Get off the couch!
Wait, what?
Get off the couch! What's going on? Dude, just read! Just read! Like, spell, yeah, I don't know. Pant! Try like panting, pant. No, okay, that's one out. Push! Just push it! What is it? Beautiful. This is the first time that there's rule breaking in Gilead.
Didn't the teacher already say that? Guys, check out 161.
Yeah, and the wives picking out, it's also rule breaking. 145. And also spiking of the grape juice.
And Commander, again, allowing for him and Alfred to do all this illegal activity. The diction in that scene is,
And of course, Mora's escape is breaking the rules, and it's a symbol of uncertainty and hope in a very controlled system.
Hey, here's another thing. Check out 158.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird for a newborn?
Guys, it's just only a few hours before it's due. And we're playing Scrabble?
We need to think something else.
the people who have power can read. Like the ants are allowed to read, and the commander, he has all those books in his office.
But also, when the main character plays Scrabble, you can see her expansive vocabulary. Maybe it's like the thoughts that she has in her mind.
Yeah, like larynx, dealing with the voice or speech or lack thereof in this situation, and zygote and valence, which refers to the canopy in the bed that they perform the ceremony in.
Throughout the book, she plays with words and meanings in her narration. For example, in this chapter she uses chair, and she says there's no connection between the different connotations, but we actually see there is.
The chair can be connected to the birthing stool used later. Like for the birth, Janine is put into the master bedroom.
Perhaps saying being born to this society is no different from dying, or perhaps it's like saying it's taking the life from the handmaid.
Like as in the handmaid's bodies is charity, they're donating their child.
Flesh, just whole nature of birth, separation of flesh from flesh. Yo guys, what are we gonna do?
What else do we have?
Well, reconstruction, right? She said that it's a reconstruction of the past, and that could be talking about how the ants are reconstructing the past videos for their own benefit, or maybe it's trying to say that she's an unreliable narrator, right?
Usually there are a lot of spaces between the chapters, but in chapter 21 you see that there's no interruptions, and you see how Alfred is so into what is happening.
Alright guys, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to the washroom. What should I do? Mr. Chung, can you come here for a sec? Toilet's busted. Don't turn around. Totally good.
Margaret Atwood's not so bad. I enjoy this book.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
Gordon, go. He's gonna miss the class.
Did he even read the book?